Now, this is definitely a top-tier autist, probably preparing for the next political civil war. All those skills, absolutely useless, as of course the conversation politically is getting very tumultuous, to say the least, as the scenarios and situations unfolding are becoming riskier, as right now it looks like Donald Trump just had the political scalp of Bill Gates. Yep, it looks like Bill Gates bowed down, as of course there's bigger things to talk about, especially when it comes to the climate, as now Trump is moving around key White House personnel to hardened military bases while ordering the Pentagon to be ready for quick reaction forces in order to have crowd control, as major top individuals within this political administration are already forced to live on political reservations and military bases because the situation is that wild. It's that crazy. It's that dangerous. Yeah, it is. As there's a big political fight ongoing right now, not just against neocons, Antifa, left-wingers. There's a lot of things, especially with predictive programming, that are being kind of installed in the mind of the average American that I think are worth talking about, as Alex Jones has some very important things to talk about, especially when it comes to a lot of the bigger types of narratives, predictive programming, and violence that he thinks is ahead of us, as, let's be honest, some people are not doing well, and there's probably going to be a lot more of those people. Now, if you appreciate these types of very serious conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, it's fair to say Americans are more divided than ever, as a lot of people are saying we're very close. We're to the brink of the edge here that is going to push us off of the cliff, as Bill Gates, a man that has been fomenting, financing, and funding a lot of the radical left, now just capitulated on one of the key issues that was mainly, in my opinion, used as a way to try to punish middle and poor class people. It is this kind of myth that the ocean levels are rising, as he has ocean beachfront property, by the way, along with Barack Obama, who also warned about, the oceans are rising. The hysterical type of non-scientific nonsense that he goaded, that he engineered, that he financed, sponsored, and paid for, by the way. If you look at Bill Gates, there's a reason that they have a thing called the Bill Chill in the university scientific community. There's a reason people understand he has a certain agenda. He has a bunch of money connected to a bunch of things. You better not cross those, because if you do, Bill's going to cut funding from either your institution or the institution above you that finances your work in the scientific community. And for many years, he has financed some of the most radical, some of the most leftist, some of the most insane ideas, saying cow farts are the biggest danger. Meanwhile, he promotes fake meat and drinking poop water and has blocked out the sun. Bill Gates has conducted scientific experiments without any kind of democratic process where he's blocking out the sun. Major violation. Now, Bill Gates, a man connected to the Epstein client list, the client list, that's not coming out because of Donald Trump. As a lot of people are going to probably theorize here, hey, is the Epstein list not coming out? And now is Bill Gates kind of capitulating? Bill Gates has a new message on the climate saying, hey guys, don't worry, it's not that bad. We have new innovations. The outcomes aren't going to be that bad. As previously we were being told, what? We're all going to be flooded. We're all going to melt away. Sensationalistic, hyperbolic, nonsensical, non-scientific language that was forced on us, indoctrinated into us, after prediction came out not to be true. Now the chicken comes home to roost, and big old Billy boy here is correcting his record. Is he doing that because the Epstein list hasn't been released and Donald Trump is taking this as a political victory? Donald Trump's Truth Social post was pretty interesting. But is this all because of this bigger civil conflict war that's unfolding between the left and the right internally? Well, that's a lot of theoretical questions out there. Here's just simply what Bill Gates said on CNBC television just a few hours ago.
Climate is a super important problem. There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes.
Wait, what? You were telling me super bad outcomes are going to happen over and over and over again. You're like, you got to tax more people. You got to take more of your money. You got to take your money and you got to give it to USAID, and then you got to give it to me, and you got to give it to my organizations, and you got to finance the billionaires. And of course, this guy's like, I'm donating all my money, and it's like, oh yeah, I tripled my money. Wow! Oh, look at that.
We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that.
Listen, if you're going to have that battle and you're going to try to minimize it, you got to go to the third world. You got to go to Africa. You got to go to China. You think they're going to comply with you? No, Bill Gates is going to China and doing deals with them with small nuclear reactors. Right? No one wants to talk about that. Why don't we talk about that? Interesting. No one seems to remember that. He's not going over there lecturing them. Hey, you guys are doing a lot of pollution. No, their energy production and consumption going up dramatically. Our energy prices are going up, even though our production and consumption is remaining the same. Why is it going up? Well, there's a big conspiracy here, in my opinion, that Mike Cernovich pointed out too, that I'm going to talk about. But a lot of this whole energy, we need to save the energy. It's all a ruse for the technocratic AI takeover of society. That's essentially what it is, right? You're like, no, you need to limit your energy. Why? The AI data harvesting centers and the sentient AI is going to want and need all of your power. That's why power is going up, even though it's remaining consistent with how much you're consuming it, as the price of it is up. Now, is the production of energy going? No. But guess what? Now there's a bigger demand. There's the reason Facebook is building nuclear reactors, by the way. We're going to go down the rabbit hole. I'm going to play the rest of this Bill Gates clip, as well as this kind of Alex Jones clip talking about how serious of a situation this is. But before doing all that, just really quickly, we wanted to remind you to go to wearechange.shop. We got a lot of great supplements that you could buy individually, but we also have great bundles. We have the Vitality Immunity Bundle. We have the Brain and Body Bundle. You save a bunch of money just by getting these bundles, by the way. And then we have the For Him and For Her Bundle. Now, these are special bundles. Of course, the For Her is a little bit more expensive, but all the products in there cost $138, but you get it for $119, and you get 4 items. You save a bunch of money, especially when you don't have to buy them individually, but you get them in a nice, pretty pink box. There's roughly paper in there with glitter. Women like that. And on the back, you have to and from. And then you just put your name. There's a birthday, anniversary. You're just trying to be nice to somebody. Listen, a lot of women need help with their health. They don't like to be told that. But women naturally deficient in creatine, by the way. Can't recommend creatine, especially for older women. My goodness, the wonders that it does. For men, it's awesome too. But for women's brains, when women get older and they're filled with that toxoplasmosis and like a lot of the regrettable, horrible mistakes that they made throughout their life, usually, not always, but always, that creatine helps a lot. With women. Magnesium also helps relax them, calms them down. Vitamin C helps them prevent them from getting wrinkles. And again, it's their birthday, it's your anniversary, whatever. You get the For Her bundle. For him, we don't have that many female viewers. I wonder why. We don't have that many female viewers, but for him, we got the ashwagandha. We got the fish oils, especially if you have a smoker who likes smoking cigars or cigarettes or does nicotine. Look up smoking and fish oil. The studies are amazing. Magnesium mist, because everyone's deficient in magnesium usually. And then a cool hat to trigger some people. That's only available for $81. Again, great bundles available. wearechange.shop. Get them now for your partner, for your lover, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is. It's a sign of like, look, I want to make this work. I hate all this other nonsense out there. We're going to make this work. Now, here's Billy Boy admitting, yeah, maybe I was wrong this whole time.
We have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate.
Yeah. Now, there we go. Wow. Holy cow. Donald Trump responded to this by saying, we just won the war on the climate change hoax. Bill Gates has finally admitted that he was completely wrong on the issue. It took courage to do so, and for what we are grateful. And for that, we are grateful. MAGA. Now, again, I still would rather have the Epstein client list released personally, but this is a major victory. Now, Trump is also celebrating this war, as the Daily Mail writes, and this is big here, because again, the president has always been a skeptic of all these government programs that tax and make everything more expensive, passed on the price for the consumers, all in the way to have this kind of imaginatory, oh yeah, we're going to make the weather gooder. Meanwhile, ignoring the real problems of it that are the real polluters out there. And a lot of it is nonsense. Now, Europe is still competing in this nonsense. Now, Bill Gates is a major kind of billionaire donor player. He has been invited to White House dinners. And a lot of people are saying, it's not a fight worth fighting for. As some people on the right will argue, look, we're in a civil war where you need to take out their billionaires. I would say you could do that by releasing the Epstein list. But they're saying, no, you could get them on our side, and Bill Gates could finance your stuff. And theoretically, if Bill Gates is coming to you saying, look, guys, I'll do whatever you want. I'll give you all my money. I'll give you all my power. I'll say whatever you want if you just don't release the Epstein list. It's worth doing in order to fight this greater kind of civil war conflict fight. That's what some people are arguing. I'm not making that argument. I don't agree with that argument, but that's an argument that some people are making. Now, Mike Cernovich here made an interesting point about climate change that's kind of related to all this, saying big tech pushed the global warming hoax to the making everyone a slave. Now they need infinite energy for AI. They are backing away. They are always jacking up our power bills. Something needs to be done here. Absolutely. Energy prices going up. Now, a lot of people are arguing we're in a very severe, tough situation domestically. As now, major reports are coming in that the Trump administration is moving a lot of these key White House administration members to hardened military bases. Why? For their safety. Why? Because people believe we're on the brink of a civil war, and this is why people believe we need Bill Gates on our side. I don't want that. I don't want to be on that right phone. Anyway, here is what Alex Jones recently had to say about this kind of internal, crazy Civil War type of scenarios that we're all in.
But there has been a development in the last few months that hasn't gotten a lot of attention. It's starting to, and it's not just the officials that you've heard about. It is a lot of the key people in the administration, not just in the cabinet, and also a lot of other key people in infrastructure around the country, also in private corporations, have been moving to fortified military bases to live, and those bases have hardened bunkers for nuclear war. But the main reason this is being done is for the coming civil war that we're spotlighting and exposing to affect the battle space if they're able to trigger it, but working hard, pray God, to stop it. But now it's finally hitting the Atlantic, which is the left arm of the CIA. Top Trump officials are moving on to military bases. What is that about? Well, I'll explain it.
Yeah, we should, and I agree with Alex, we need to do everything we can to stop it. Now, a lot of people believe that there's going to be very big efforts made to try to take down Donald Trump, just like we saw in the fictional movie Civil War. There's another movie out now, kind of glorifying left-wing radicalized violence. As now, The Guardian is talking about revealed. Pentagon orders states' National Guards to form quick reaction forces for crowd control. Pentagon memo details plan to train over 20,000 National Guard members across the United States to carry out Trump's orders on subduing civil unrest. Now, is Donald Trump expecting civil unrest? A top U.S. military official has ordered the National Guard of all 50 states and the District of Columbia and U.S. territories to form these quick reaction forces trained in riot control, including the use of batons, body shields, tasers, pepper spray, according to an internal Pentagon directive reviewed by The Guardian. The memo, signed on October 8th by Major General Ronald Buchter, the director of the operations in the Pentagon National Guard Bureau, sets thresholds for the size of the quick reaction force to be trained in each state. It's about 500 for each state and 20,000 total. Now, this is big. Now, why would the Pentagon do that? Well, they're probably looking at some listen, this is just my own speculation, but they're probably like looking at the economic upheaval and they're like, oh man, things are going to hit the fan. People are going to be mad. There's also the left trying to foment a lot of anger in the Senate. There's also the left becoming more kind of unhinged and more dangerous, especially after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, as we have seen many people on the left celebrate this. And because of this very hot climate and individuals threatening violence and celebrating violence, this is why, as the New Republic reports, Stephen Miller is hiding from protesters and living on a military base. Now, is that good? No. That's a sign of the times of just how troubled and how insane the situation is. As we're also hearing that top Trump officials, including Miller, Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem, are opting for housing situations that keep them away from the public. Yeah, because a lot of the left is becoming more violent, unhinged, and dangerous, and is not just threatening, but is taking legitimate actions to try to take the life of a lot of these people. And whether you're getting doxxed or harassed or swatted, those things do happen, and they are very serious. They happen to a lot of the right-wing influencers. It happens to me. I'm not even that sort of now more right-wing, meaning because the left became more violent and pushy and more communistic and more dangerous. But it has to happen to me? Like, I'm like a nobody. I'm trying to be a nobody. I'm trying to lay low. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on here? And I saw this on the top of Reddit, and we're like, oh, yeah, look, he's hiding. I'm like, yeah, because you guys are violent, and you're dangerous, and you're destructive, and you're not civil. This is not a good sign. This is a bad sign. As a lot of people are arguing, Donald Trump understands the severity of the situation. He needs to show restraint and carefully walk this fine line of authoritarianism and dealing with this threat. Some people on the right are saying he's not dealing with this threat enough. He needs to be more serious. He needs to have more of an iron fist here. Other people are saying he's too much of an iron fist. In all actuality, let's be honest, if we're going to examine the actions of the Biden administration and the Trump administration has shown restraint. Let's just be real with ourselves. Trump didn't even send the National Guard when BLM was rioting, right? They almost tore down the White House fence. And then we're like, oh. And I think Trump understands this from the first time around. And listen, I mean, they're not doing morning raids with Fox News outside of Bolton's house. They're not doing that. That's what the old administration did against Roger Stone with CNN outside of his house. As clearly, Trump is half-stepping it and not even stepping it fully like the Democrats have. Now, am I arguing to full step it? No. Some people argue we need more restraint. We need to take a step back. We need to stop escalating. We can't escalate more than they did. Some people are saying, no, we need to retaliate with equal or greater force. What do you guys think is the right kind of maneuver to make here? Because we are dealing with a very kind of severe, unstable type of situation that could get crazier by the day here. Now, again, Trump indicting Bolton. Trump designating Antifa a foreign terrorist group, which so far hasn't really amounted to anything except investigations. Donald Trump deporting people, saying, hey, a lot of these cities have a lot of these people that they could utilize in foreign types of uprisings. We need to get rid of them. Now, the deportation numbers, let's be honest, they might be not as high as Barack Obama's. Barack Obama's deportation numbers are pretty high. Now, again, all this is comparative when you take a step back. And then, of course, you have movies that are in the movie theaters right now, like this new movie called One Battle After Another, specifically highlighting what is essentially Leonardo DiCaprio and his black girlfriend depicting terrorist type of left-wing organizations that are using explosives, sniper fire to take out federal government forces that are after them. As GameSpot.com writes, Leonardo DiCaprio and Spielberg are teaming up for the first time in 16 years for a Civil War movie. DiCaprio will play Ulysses S. Grant in a biopic directed by Spielberg. Again, some people are saying, oh, it's so political. Some people are saying not political. We have these posts from individuals saying, I'm so moved by how one battle after another portrays community. There's power in watching regular people actively choose love in their darkest moments, risking their own safety for others and refusing to be installed with fear and silence by regimes built solely on hate. What does that sound like? Sounds like predictive programming. As the left is becoming unhinged, is becoming more violent, I mean, look at these crazy people celebrating, cheering, loving, laughing, death and murder. It's like they're bathing proverbially in the blood of Charlie Kirk here, saying, yep, kill all of them, kill more. How dare you? Don't you even dare stand against it, because if you do, we'll come after you too. That's their message. Matt Walsh had a very interesting post talking about why is Matt Walsh, this is Sour Patch Linda saying, wow, 2017 Matt Walsh would hate 2025 Matt Walsh pathetic. And Matt Walsh in 2017 was talking about how the alt-right deserves Antifa, and they deserve themselves. And then Matt Walsh had this to say, is of course, it's not only the left moving farther left, the right's moving farther right too, but not as much as the left. 2017, Matt Walsh hadn't seen his friend get shot in the throat. 2017, Matt Walsh hadn't seen the left burn down cities across the country. 2017, Matt Walsh didn't yet have to move because deranged leftists were showing up at his house while his children played outside. 2017, Matt Walsh hadn't experienced a lot of things that 2025 Matt Walsh has. People change over time. If you really haven't at all since 2017, then congratulations. Must be nice living in your little bubble, oblivious to what's actually happening in this world. Pretty clear what's happening in this world is crazy. It's becoming more dangerous. It's becoming more unhinged. And I don't like that. And I think we need to do everything to stop it. The first way to stop it is to start a conversation. If you agree, share this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for supporting this independent media organization. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys doing that. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.